morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. As always, my name's Caleb, and thanks for checking this out. Today, I got something really cool planned that we've never seen before on this channel. We are gonna go check out a cammed 6.0 swapped C5 Corvette. All right, so this vehicle is actually a good friend of mine. He got this vehicle about maybe a year and a half ago. And he recently put a 6.0 in it. For those of you who don't know, the 6.0 that it's kind of a common swap. It was the same 6.0 used in the B is for Build Lamborghini that they built. And the reason why the 6.0 is so common is because it's relatively cheap. It comes in the General Motors Suburbans and I think a few other their larger vehicles. So it's a truck motor. And as you can imagine, a motor that's meant to pull a couple thousand pounds will easily push along a Corvette at a pretty quick pace. Another reason why this motor is a common swap is because it's pretty easy to put into basically anything. LS motors are known for pretty much being able to fit into anywhere. And they're also extremely durable. I mean this in all honesty, guys, this is probably the coolest C5 I've ever seen. There she is, tucked away. Wow, look at this thing. Whew. Look at the size of these back tires. Man, got some nice slicks on there too. I'm also a big fan of this back wrap, and I think the roof's wrapped if I'm not mistaken. And I like the combination up here with these front headlights wrapped. It really gives it a nice mean look. Also, this is an aftermarket bumper. I'll have to ask what that is. It might be the Z06 bumper though. So if you can't already tell, this is a pretty beautiful Corvette. One of the first things that jumped out to me is the color. This color is known as Electron Blue, and it was only made for 1 year, and that is 2002, which is the model year of this vehicle. This vehicle only came in about 5,000 units of this color, so this is about 1 of 5,000. Going over some of the specs of this vehicle, it has a lot of things done to it. So starting off with one of the first things you notice is this Tiger Shark hood right up front, and down here we do have this Z06 front bumper. Now this is actually an aftermarket Z06 bumper from the C6 that was able to fit onto here after a few aftermarket modifications. So as you can see from back here, this car is actually very low. I can barely fit my pinky under there. And we've got some pretty large slicks here in the back. These are 315s, and that's a pretty large tire. For reference, the back of my Mustang is 275. In the back here, we have a Borla aftermarket exhaust, as well as this beautiful back wrap and tail light accents. So under the hood of this swapped beast, we have a 6.0 LQ9, the same motor that they use in the Cadillac Escalade. And this vehicle has injectors, it is cammed, which gives it a beautiful sound, and it's tuned to wrap it all up. So, fun fact, we actually don't know how much power this car makes. We tried to take it on the dyno, but it was so low that it didn't even fit up. We tried plywood, we tried to get it up any way possible, but we didn't want to ruin the vehicle and scrape the whole underside in the process. but we can estimate it's somewhere in the high 3 range. But as most Corvette owners know, power isn't necessarily everything. With basically every panel on this car being fiberglass, this thing is light as a feather. So you don't need a whole lot of power to push this thing to the moon. All right, everybody, so this is one of my great friends, Troy. Now, if you want to check him out and this car on Instagram, I'll put a link below at Chop Top. He posts a lot of beautiful pictures and videos of this car if you want to stay tuned. So we're gonna interview him real quick and see what it's really like to drive a Corvette, because I don't know. So before owning this Corvette, Troy owned a BMW. How was the switch from BMW to Corvette?
So while having this, I did buy an E92, and that car was great. The luxury features on it really made jumping into this thing not the most comfortable, not gonna lie, but it kind of gave you best of both worlds. Luxury daily, but if you want a Corvette for a luxury daily, this is not the car. This is just a purpose fun car, that's about it. But everything on this thing, I mean, it's older, early 2000s GM. Everything's plastic, everything's cheap, everything rattles. It's not a quiet car by no means. It's definitely, it only means business.
All right, I'm pretty sure this is the reason why you guys click here. We're gonna get that cold start going for you. All right, so we're gonna go for a little cruise, and just getting inside this vehicle, I've been in low cars before, but this is very, very low. It doesn't seem from the outside like you would feel dropping down a couple extra inches, but you actually do feel it a lot. So this car was factory height when you got it.
Correct.
And you lowered this vehicle.
Correct.
Was there, like, did the ride quality get worse?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, the ride quality definitely is not the same. It does not handle as well, and around, I'd say, 40 mile per hour plus turns, it does rub ever so slightly.
Okay.
But look at it.
Yeah, I mean, low car goes way over, like, comfortable.
On the bright side, I can mat it in a straight line, and it will not rub. So, it's a little functional. It's a little functional. Aerodynamics.
Also, I forgot to mention this earlier, so this vehicle has a custom H-pipe as well as axle backs. So I didn't mention the H-pipe when I was doing the axle backs in the back.
So let's do a 20 roll.
That was very the speed limit.
It was getting kind of squirrely even with the slicks.
Yeah, so we got a little squirrely over there. With the slicks still, to be fair, it's like, it's really cold.
It's pretty
like,
cold. Those are like plastic.
oh! So Troy is giving me the absolute pleasure to drive his Corvette. So we're gonna change drivers and we'll catch back with you guys in a second. All right, so I wasn't raised in a barn. I know how to drive a manual transmission. But to be fair, the fastest manual I have ever driven has been like not fast at all, like my Focus or something like that. Like I've never driven a manual with like a sizable amount of power. I did learn how to drive on a Camaro, but I was just learning. I didn't really like put any foot into it. So this will be quite interesting.
I was gonna say, this car is actually like super easy to drive. It's just pretty smooth.
What is the 1 to 4 shift lately?
That's actually a thing from GM. So to save on gas, you could go from first gear to fourth gear to get into like cruising speed, like driving around town. But I have never done that. I think I did it once to see how it feels.
Who buys a Corvette to save on gas?
Exactly. And with the cam, it kind of makes it want to bog a little bit when it's at that low RPM. So it's a real pointless light.
So were you in second
When I did the pull?
Yeah.
No, that was first.
Okay.
I was gonna say first gear will take you to almost 60, 70-ish.
Do you think I should pull from second? Or?
Nah, do it first.
Dude, I am genuinely like kind of nervous.
You can feather it. Worst case. You know?
Yeah.
One thing you'll notice about it is it like wants to stay pretty straight.
Okay.
Like these things are actually like kind of easy to drive fast, if that makes any sense. Cop check.
Cop check. Obviously, it doesn't matter that we're checking for cops because we're not doing anything illegal. So
No.
Right here.
Yeah, you can turn in right here. How was that?
So that was pretty fun, dude. I like that, man.
Hooked. Oh, go down there, that middle one. There's someone who has a white C5 Z06 in this part of my sub. They're right there. So the Unicorn Vet, they only made like I think somewhere along the lines of 300 of those. This dude's had it wrecked in his front yard for years, and he just doesn't move it, doesn't drive it.
Man, some people
I
just
want
like,
it. I want it.
That was honestly a lot easier to control than I thought it would be, and like I didn't really notice any challenges with like shifting. It was fine. Like,
Yeah, no, it feels really direct. I like it feels planted. I don't know, something about these cars, they feel like they want to drive fast.
Yeah.
And they feel safe driving fast.
Alright guys, today was a very fun video to film. I really hope you guys liked it as well. Please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit like and check out this vet on Instagram if you want to see more. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one.